So Beck, how long were you on dialysis for prior to your transplant, and how did you manage that? What was the setup?
I was on dialysis for 2 years, pretty much. Like I said, during the lockdown as well. So it made it. Everything was sent to my house. Anyone who's been on peritoneal dialysis would know that it all gets sent to your house. I had training in the hospital, and then came home and did it all myself. So, and the nurses would come occasionally and check your setup and watch you do it, make sure you're doing everything correctly and hygienically. I sort of got, it was part of a routine for me, really. I made sure that I had the setup all ready for bedtime, be in bed a certain time, because I had to do 8 hours, and then sometimes it would go over if it would have trouble sort of pulling the fluid out overnight, it would go over. So that would make me late for work. So I'd give myself that time, extra time, to make sure that it was done. And then I would quickly get ready, get the kids out. My husband had already gone to work. Get to work, and then that night come home and clean up when I got home, clean up the machine and get it all ready for the next cycle overnight.
Right.
Storing everything here was a bit hard. Like, there was lots and lots of bags of fluid that you had to store in your house. So and because it was COVID too, they wouldn't come into your house. So normally the delivery guys would come bring it in for you, but because it was COVID, they wouldn't, so they'd leave it out the front. So I'd need someone to come and help me bring it in.
Right. Yeah,
That was tricky.
extra challenges there, not having that people be able to come and help and set it all up. So I imagine the first few times it would have been a bit nerve-wracking doing it.
Yeah, because you're so scared of not being hygienic enough and clean enough, and because they watch you do it in the hospital, and it's like, being assessed. I'd have on the wall, I stuck all the pictures, like all of the diagrams they gave me. So I put it up, I'd follow the steps. And a couple of times I would accidentally touch. So I take my nails off as well, because I was a nail teacher at the time, and I was devastated. I was very good though. I took my nails off. I would touch the tip of the catheter, and then I'd panic. So then I'd call the hospital, and then I'd have to come in. I'm lucky I'm very close to the hospital, so I could go in and they'd change it for me. But I did not get peritonitis, because the nurses did say it's not a case of if, it's a case of when, because everyone gets it. But I did not get it, so I was proud of that.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was good. But I mean, I did have some troubles with the tape on my skin, with taping your catheter to your tummy. So I was allergic to like 5 different kinds. I had to keep changing it on my skin. But once we found the right one, I sort of got into it's not great, but it's keeping you alive, and it definitely made me feel 100% better from before. So from when you feel like you're dying to I felt pretty normal while I was on dialysis, like my health.
And
but obviously wait for transplant.
Yeah, that's a pretty important thing for people to realize, because obviously, like you weren't that keen to go on it, but the difference it makes is, it's obviously necessary at that point, but also maybe focus more on the positives than the negatives of it.
Yeah. What I did like about that kind of dialysis is that I didn't have to go into the hospital. I could do it myself. And I really tried to not make my whole life about having kidney failure. So I maintained my job, my full-time job, all the things I had to do with the kids. I just sort of tried to fit it into my life rather than build my life around it. And like I said, continue to exercise if I could, where I could, because I just didn't want my whole life, my whole self to be about I'm on dialysis.
Yes.
So yeah.